the highlight of this visit is the Memorandum of Understanding with Anduja Group for investment in Nigeria and automobile industry. What are the prospects for manufacturers in the country?
The prospects are deep and wide-ranging. So I'm just going to take a moment to kind of incisively go into what it is His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has achieved for Nigeria over the last 2 days. First and foremost, the president, through his personal intervention, I did have the privilege of being in the room when His Excellency, Mr. President, certain investors, and I can say that the president was able to deal with those very specific issues that.
Are you there? Mr. Jiri, can you hear me?
Hello?
All right, please go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Sorry about that momentary disconnection. He took the time to not only engage with over 20 Indian industrialists and chief executives from major industries across multiple sectors, but then it went had one-on-one engagements with each of these investors to ensure that the specific areas of concern that they raised directly with the president, he was in the room with them telling them, look, I want to link you up with this minister, this official, that official. Whatever encumbrance is in your way, is in the way of the success of your company doing business in Nigeria, I, as president, will ensure that it's removed. And that's the kind of hands-on leadership that we are now, going to be benefiting from to attract further investments in the country. But specifically now, you had essentially the Indorama, which is a company that obviously deals with fertilizer production and the production of petrochemicals. They came to the president with a specific request with respect to an intervention that needed to be made by the NNPCL. The president calls NNPCL, the GCEO Mele Kyari, into his office and says, look, this is my expectation. I want this solved. Within 3 weeks, that problem, that bottleneck was crushed. And now, as a result of that intervention by Mr. President, that we have now secured an $8 billion investment from Indorama to expand their petrochemical and fertilizer production facility in the country. That's number one. Number two, there was another investor by the name of Jitendra Sachdeva, who is the CEO of Skipper Seal Power Company Limited. Effectively, he had an investment of about $1.6 billion hanging as a result of a bottleneck that he found in the system of bureaucracy that we have, that he now brought to the president. And within about 10 minutes with the president absolutely destroyed that bottleneck. So as a result of that personal intervention by the president, we've unlocked a $1.6 billion investment that's basically going to see to the establishment of 20 100-megawatt power stations across states of northern Nigeria. So that is going to be extremely important, not just in terms of the FDI itself, but also in terms of further power generation and energizing industry across the north, similar to what you now have in the south. So that's going to be important. In addition to that, the president finalized on a $1 billion defense agreement, essentially that will see to the resuscitation and rejuvenation of the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, DICON, basically a partnership with the managing arm of the military industrial complex of the Indian Armed Forces. That partnership is going to allow DICON to attain 40% self-sufficiency in the local production and manufacturing of the defense equipments and requirements it needs within the country, meaning that obviously we're going to crash the level of import of defense equipment from other parts of the world. This is very strategic. I can tell you exclusively, this is the first time this will be known, but tonight, just a few hours ago, about 9 or 10 o'clock local time in New Delhi, Mr. President welcomed another set of investors who essentially are providing solutions that have to do with new aircrafts across the board. And I can't be too specific, but specific enough to say that the president is not, he has gone beyond the point of saying we need to, bring in fighter jets from India or bring in fighter jets from the United States. What he is now saying and what he is now demanding of his partners is saying anyone who wants to bring these things into Nigeria must now develop the entire ecosystem of sustainability within Nigeria so that we don't just have the item and then we have to look to India and other countries when it's time for maintenance and other things. We have those things in the country with the facilities, all of the entire integrated ecosystem in the country so that we can sustain them, maintain them with Nigerian labor, with Nigerian-made parts, etc. That is the future that Mr. President is building for us with the interventions he's making with investors from India. And again, $14 billion just from Indian investors alone in the last 2 days. He hasn't even started going around the world. The president's aspirations are big. He's delivering on them, and he's proving once again why it is that what he achieved as governor of Lagos, he will achieve it for the entire Nigerian Federation as president. And we're looking forward to seeing how everything unfolds.